Well, hello and welcome to Chartbusters. Well, it's another down day to kickstart trade. Though from the low point of the day, we've seen a good bounce. Close to around 100 points is what we have bounced off the low point. Though at higher levels, we are seeing some bit of supply that's creeping into our markets. The positive, though, is that the mid-cap index is well in the green. How do you trade the index from here on? Well, we have Shivangi Sarda who joins in. Hi, Shivangi. Always good speaking to you, Shivangi. What's your call? You know, earlier today, if you were brave enough, and if you bought the first star low, well, you'll be quite happy. But what do you do from here? Do you believe the market's trying to form some sort of near-term base? Or do you think slippy slide, going back down towards that 16,500 odd mark?
Good morning, Nigel and Mangalam. Thank you for having me. So we've seen, the Nifty index has been in pressure from the last few sessions. But again, today from the lower zones, we've seen some sort of recovery and buying interest. But overall, if we look at the broader structure, it is still negative, and it has to hold above 17,000 for some sort of strength and momentum in the plus side. But overall, it is still in pressure, and we could see lower levels of 16,800, 16,666 zones. Now, the upside hurdle is placed at 17,166 zones. And looking at Bank Nifty, the overall India mix is also very high. It's above 22 zones, and which is giving somewhat comfort to the bears. And if we even look at the FII's figures, so they have turned negative, in this month. And we've seen the magnitude of selling has increased from the last, 2-3 sessions. And also the long-short ratio has decreased to around 21%, which is quite concerning. So overall, the market will be in pressure. And looking at the banking index, it too, try to recover from its lower zones. But this bounce is expected, but it could see lower levels of 37,777 and a hurdle of 38,888 in Bank Nifty.
All right, we take that point. But individual stocks, we have a lot of pockets which are doing well. Pharmaceutical stocks are doing well. FMCG is at the high point of trade. A couple of these auto names. And now we have a bunch of these cement stocks bouncing back from lows as well. India Cements, for instance, is up around 5.5% from lows. Ramco Cement up 4%. Ultratech is among the top gainers from the lows on the Nifty right now. Currently at the high point with a gain of just about 0.5%. So, what are you doing with regards to individual stocks in the mid-cap, and are you looking to buy some given its outperformance?
So looking at, the entire structure, of course, FMCG and consumption stocks have been quite a lot in focus from the last few weeks. And the best part is that, it is resilient despite the market weakness. So one such stock which is on my radar is Asian Paint, and it is holding well on its daily and weekly frame. We've seen that weekly it's come out of its consolidation. And the good part is that we've seen good amount of rollover here, so which makes the stock very strong, and a slight recovery in the index would take this stock higher. So a recommendation on buy on Asian Paint with a target of 3,600 and a stop of 3,420. My second pick would be from the auto space, which is Escorts, and this stock is holding well above its 50 DEMA, and it took support yet again at these levels. We've seen 2 to 3 times in the last few weeks, and even on weekly frame, it is respecting 1950 zones. And if we look at the series on series basis, we've seen short covering move till now, and this should move and drive this stock higher to 2150 zones, and we could buy this stock with a stop loss of 2020.
All right, take that point, Shivangi. Thank you so much for joining in with your calls on the index and individual stocks.